Here we are for round 1. Going to play first, and that looks like a great hand. We have the perfect mana. We can suspend a Cloudskate, play a Monolith, and maybe Desire pretty early. I'm never going to mulligan this. And here we go. Grizzlebrand? No, but there is a Time Twister and an Intuition. Time Twister has to be more powerful. Doesn't mean we can't hit Time Twister off Mind's Desire now. So maybe we should have considered that. So Sheldog Owl is probably gone, yeah. So no Time Twister for us. Is he going to have Wasteland? Let's not risk it. Bloodstained Mire can get all kinds of cards, probably a Swamp now that we've drawn Underground Sea, but that's fine. I don't want to suspend the Cloudskate yet because I don't know at which point I'm going to storm off. So Baleful Strix seems like the best choice here, giving us more information, and then we can hopefully drop Monolith after having suspended the Cloudskate. We're going to need to use that Mesa pretty soon, because we don't have that many targets to fetch with it. We still don't know what he's up to, like maybe he's him to Taraking us or something. No, it looks like he's trying to play a regular game basically. So this is going to add 3 to our mana pool. It doesn't untap. So here the question is at which point we're going to try to storm off, and I think I'm just going to suspend this, and then we can try to go off when this comes offline. And I hope that we have that much time. Can't say for certain, and we are kind of weak to discard, but still liked waiting 1 turn there, which might have been wrong. The strip mine also hurt us quite a bit. I'm afraid of him to Taurik, to be honest. Mesmeric Fiend is also pretty awful, but we can always Riftring Cloudskate the Fiend if he takes the Mind's Desire. So that's actually not, doesn't even do anything. I kind of like that because we'll keep the Monolith to play during the turn, during our Storm turn, and it doesn't cost any mana. And we'll probably make sure that we have the Power Stone in play at that point. Yeah, this looks good. Not going to block here. If we draw Tolarian Academy, I want the artifact in play, and if he has a sword or a larger creature, I want to block that one. Hope he doesn't ninjutsu here. That would be awful, but I couldn't have prevented that, I think. Yeah, that's pretty bad for us. Now the land is an easy discard, and the Monolith isn't that amazing. Frantic Search has to be better. So, going to keep Frantic Search. Yeah, that hurt us quite a bit. Let's hope he doesn't have removal for the Strix. Could get Plateau, but we have 2 red sources already. Kind of like the 3rd black source. Okay, we definitely need to survive this turn. Oh, I think we might have a problem now that we don't have enough blue sources to actually cast Mind's Desire. So we are going to have to hit a blue source with Frantic Surge. But we can't get hit by Okiba Gang Shinobi, then we just lose. So I don't really like our chances here. Don't know if I should have just kept the Underground Sea. I probably should have played the Underground Sea. Wasn't thinking about this card that could also get my lands. So the Gang Shinobi actually is probably killing us here. And he does have a sword to get through with his Shinobi. That's awful. So awful. I'm going to Frantic Search here, just to see if I can find some kind of answer. Probably not, but because I'm just not playing any. Yeah, I'm going to have to discard these. So if he shoots his Mesmeric Fiend here, we also have to discard Mind's Desire. That would have been a great play by him. But he decided to go for us instead. So, going to Brain Freeze him. And then we can still hope to draw an island for some kind of miracle Mind's Desire. But I think we've lost this one. Yeah, he's playing quite a bit of discard. Probably also a mistake to wait with the Rifting Cloudskate. We should have had more faith in our deck there. I don't think that a Desire for 2 would even do anything. Just going to concede. Yeah, he has some pretty good cards against us. All the discard and everything really hurt us, and then he had the sword to force through his Gang Shinobi. So now that I know about it, it might be easier to play against it. I still think that our deck's amazing, and we are just facing a pretty difficult matchup here. I think we might want Jushi Apprentice because he's playing so much discard. Might be better than Remand, period. Or one of the combo cards, which are difficult to use. Remand, yeah, I think Remand is not that great. And we have a pretty slow hand, but it has a memory jar, so I'm going to keep it. That's bad against discard, but mulliganing is also bad against discard, so let's see. Now, if he has Strip Mine, what do I want him to Strip Mine? Probably the Swamp. Mox Diamond is fine. Let's see what he has. Maybe a Confidant. No, turn 1 Bitter Blossom. Ancestral Vision is a great draw even if it's on turn 2. Okay, he has a Port, which is bad for our Monolith, bad news for our Monolith. But the question is if he is, if he can afford to port us this turn. I mean, he does have the Bitter Blossom, but probably wants to get something into play. Yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice looks like a good choice. So what we could do is Seething Song out the Memory Jar and just try to go completely crazy, basically. That would be pretty insane. But if I just drop the Monolith, I'm basically giving him more time, and I don't know if I want that. I think getting Memory Jar in play has to be good against what his deck is trying to do. And I'm not going to drop Monolith, that doesn't make any sense. I kind of expect him to port me. It's going to use his mana quite efficiently. Sword of Fire and Ice, upkeep, port my Badlands. And then I'm not going to use Memory Jar, but just play Basalt Monolith, waiting one more turn to have more mana. And Memory Jar protects me from all the discard he could draw, basically. Memory Jar also makes milling much more realistic. Let's see what he takes here. Yeah, the Badlands. Which isn't that big of a deal. I could play the Blood Crypt, but I don't want to take 2. Depending on what he does, we might actually want to wait for Ancestral Vision to make sure that we have the most powerful turn possible. But that kind of depends on what's happening here. We are taking 6 this turn. And 7 next turn if he doesn't play anything. If he has Okina Gang Shinobi here. Oh yeah, that's fun. So we can't take another hit because we're down to 7, which means that our Ancestral Vision isn't going to resolve in time. And I think I just Memory Jar on upkeep, hoping to draw some sweet cards. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Hopefully this will be able to help us. Turnabout is also good, very good draw. Could actually Shelldock, then Turnabout our lands. And we still have Coalition Relic, Brain Freeze, Demonic. I think we should be able to figure something out here. We have 8 mana if we play Plateau. Then Turnabout generates 1 mana. If you drop Shelldock Isle, we basically miss out on one of these. We can intuition, we can demonic for Mind's Desire. That's probably our best bet to win this game. With 7, 8, 9 mana, could do that, but not play anything else. And we don't have that many ways to generate additional mana, so I'm kind of scared that this Brain Freeze doesn't work out. So we have to see if we can do something about that. Now, if we intuition, we probably don't get the Mind's Desire. No, that wouldn't make any sense. He wouldn't give us that. And I kind of still like the Sherlock Isle here. Now, this is getting too complicated, as expected. Now, we should be able to load our deck and see what options we have. Empty the Ruins isn't going to cut it. I think we have to go for a Brain Freeze kill with maybe a Frantic Surge, as it doesn't cost any mana, or Alliance Eye Diamond if we can figure out a way to use it effectively, so without discarding our hand basically. Now, getting Mind's Desire is a pretty low storm count, so I don't think that works without anything else, and Frantic Surge might actually be better as a way to use either Sherlock Isle or do that with Turnabout, I guess. This isn't looking too easy. I think we want to Sherlock Isle, as it's going to be a free spell that's very cheap to cast, and it could be pretty good. So let's see what we exile with it. There's the Desire and Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond is certainly worse than Desire, especially a cheap Desire. That's just crazy. Such a cheap Desire. Now, going to Demonic for Frantic Surge. Let's see. Do we need the black once we've cast Demonic? Yeah, we might need it. So, going to turn about my lands. Untap lands. Now we have 5 mana. Basically, we can do it like this. If we tap like this, we have this mana saved up. Okay, no, that's not how we do it. We need to generate some extra blue. So we can tap all the blue sources and make a red with that. And then we Frantic Surge. It doesn't make sense to untap Sherlock Isle. We are going to use it for casting Mind's Desire anyway. So now we can get rid of some of the black mana because we won't need it. Yeah, okay, I think things are looking up. We might be able to win here. Discard 2 cards. We won't be able to play another land. And suspending Lotus Bloom doesn't do anything. Now we untap Underground Sea and Island. Maybe the Badlands as well. 2 mana. We have 1 for Sherlock Isle, 1 red in the pool, so we have 4 total, and that means we are going to play Coalition Relic with the mana we have, giving us enough mana to still Brain Freeze, which is important. We don't want to lose the mana to Brain Freeze. So now we cast Mind's Desire. It's going to storm. Let's see what we exile. This is 5, so Brain Freeze is already for 6. We found some nice cards. So let's cast them. Now I'm going to Brain Freeze him and hope that he doesn't have some kind of Eldrazi in his deck. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to play an Eldrazi in this deck, but he could have boarded it in. Showing us his deck, that's nice. And that should do it. We have 2 mana left. Could exile something. Don't think that makes sense. And okay, we did storm off. That's good. Yeah, like I said, it's certainly not a good matchup we are facing. Lake of the Dead might be necessary to generate some more mana. And I don't know if Jushi Apprentice on the draw is even going to cut it. Does seem kind of slow. But if he picks apart our hand, it's basically all we can do. Yeah, we probably need to keep it in. I would board it. I would play Remand, but on the draw and against Okina Gang Shinobi, it's just not very good. So I'm going to keep this. Hoping to draw Lotus Bloom here. That's a very nice card to see. Could have been much worse. 1-drops for him. This does open us up to Strip Mine, but he can Strip Mine very effectively at any point, basically. And I don't want to take any damage from Blood Crypt. Now, that means I'm kind of flooded on blue, but I'm much rather flooded on blue sources than missing blue like in game 1. I think that's actually fine. We still don't have any fast mana, but his draw is very slow. Does have a bit of Blossoms though, so... Arid Mesa for another black source, yeah. Strawberry could be pretty amazing, but first we need to make sure that we don't die here. Oh, he also has Wasteland. Oh no, that's really bad. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe I should have played around that. I wasn't aware of that danger. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not great. Now I'm very far away from going off with Mind's Desire. And I might just want to scroll back to find some good cards. Now the question is, do I hide the Mind's Desire for that or not? I think I want to hide Mind's Desire on top of my library. That makes the most sense, I think. Okay, cancel. Put the cards on the top, okay. So I'm going to relic, but I need to put a counter on it. So I kind of want to draw the desire later so that I don't have to discard it. If I draw, next turn I will have 3 lands. I draw the island, I play the relic, and then the turn after I want to draw Mind's Desire, so I want Time Twister in my deck. Now if he has a sword again, or the Gang Shinobi, we might be in trouble. But if he only has this, I think we are fine. Now we won't be able to library, so that has to go. Actually, Liliana isn't that bad. Now, I could also just play the Monolith. And then I have 7 mana next turn. No, that doesn't work. The main problem is that I'm not really casting enough spells here. So a Desire for 2 is actually kind of weak. If he doesn't threaten a faster clock with what he's doing, then I might just want to wait a little longer to have a higher storm count. That port isn't very nice either. So now he has Port and Liliana, which I will have to fight through. That's not a problem. We are going to have 5 mana at the most, because he's going to Rishaden Port the island. That means we might want to scroll back instead of putting a charge counter on this, but we can also scroll back with the land he ports, so let's put the charge counter on anyway. And of course, if he doesn't port, which isn't going to happen, then we could still do it differently. Now, going to do this. Oh, the problem is now we draw the Desire for him to take with this card, which means that we might actually want to Time Twister instead, which is kind of crazy, but I think we need to find a way to win next turn. So he's attacking for 5, and even with the sword it's only for 9, which means we would survive. So we can go find the Time Twister. Then we have 3, 4. Yeah, and the Desire gets shuffled back in, which isn't great, but I think it gives us the best shot at winning Time Twistering next turn, rather than just doing a very short, a very small Desire. I then want to keep an island, I think, to make sure that I can cast whatever I want to cast. And I don't have 6 mana, so I can't Monolith and Time Twister, but I might draw the Monolith again. Okay. Oh no, I'm going to draw another card, so that doesn't matter. Now I can add a mana with the relic. Let's just take black because we might need it. We could also take red, but we still have the relic untapped. So I think both is fine. Oh, and we now spent the black with the Time Twister because I didn't manage my mana properly. And we can still Demonic here to get something sweet. Or we could Demonic next turn, but that actually costs us some mana with the Relic. Yeah, we probably have to Demonic for Desire anyway, but if he has discard, we have some trouble. So I'm going to pass the turn and hope that he doesn't kill us. Then we can charge up the Relic and decide what to Demonic for during our turn. Hopefully our mana is going to work out and he doesn't kill us. Duress. Yeah, can't do anything about that. So it's kind of good that I didn't Demonic, because then he would have Duressed the card I would have wanted. It's still not looking amazing, I'm going to be honest. But it's not impossible that we win here. We have some powerful cards in our deck. Also Lion's Eye Diamond or something like that could prove pretty powerful. Okay, let's see if we can do it. We still have Frantic Search and Scrollrack to see quite a lot of cards. He's going to tap a land. And we probably have to respond with Frantic Search to generate some extra mana, I think. We could also... no, we could Turnabout, but that doesn't make any sense. Kind of like Frantic Searching here, even though I would love to have some more cards, because more cards are better with Scrollrack. That's actually kind of difficult. If we have more cards, then it just gets more likely that we find the Desire that we need. And that could actually mean just letting this resolve. Yeah, I'm going to let it resolve. I want to draw the card first. And that looks like a good land to draw. So let's add a black. Play Academy at Monolith, which once again means that we have less cards in hand to find the Desire. But then we just Frantic Search and then do a small Scrollrack. I think that's the only way to go. We have to generate some extra mana first. So I want to untap Academy with Frantic Search. I'm going to try it like this. Baleful Strix, so we can draw another card. We won't be playing any more lands, so can discard these. 1, 2, 3. Now we can draw a card with Baleful Strix. That's more mana, which we don't really need. So now the thing is, we need the most outs at hitting one of our winning cards. So I think I'm just going to Scrollrack all 3 of these, because we have enough mana to do whatever we want. We don't have colored mana, so that's another problem, which I could have played around better, but didn't. I could also turn about my artifacts to have another colored mana, but I think it's too late for that. We just have to find the Desire now. Let's just try it. That's a memory jar. Whoa. I think somehow this isn't going to work because we didn't play perfectly. So yeah, that's going to be really sad. I think we probably could have done this better. Now I have to tap this to play the jar, and then I probably won't have enough mana. But I can still find Brain Freeze. But that doesn't look like it's doing much. We have a Bloom, and we are missing 1 mana for turnabout to Intuition and keep going. I can drop a Power Stone, Lotus Bloom. No, that doesn't do it. I think we just die here. It's too bad. Could Intuition for Lion's Eye Diamond. That doesn't do anything. No. We should have, I don't know, we should have turnabout it to generate extra mana. But then our scroll rack would have only found 2 cards rather than more. So I actually don't know if that would have been the right play. So yeah, I don't know. We probably messed up somewhere, but now we can't win anymore. So yeah, I think we just concede here. No way for us to actually get there. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Won't be able to do anything. Okay. This is Swiss, so we get another shot at storming people out next round.